Be me, 27, unemployed for 4 months. Degree in something vaguely techy, but no real experience. Every job post wants 5 years of experience for entry level. Apply anyway. 0 responses. Depression plus imposter syndrome combo meal. Wake up around 1 p.m. most days. Energy equals non-existent. Motivation equals extinct. Self-worth equals spend hours online, reading forums, watching coding tutorials I never finish. Diet is mostly cereal, toast, and whatever's on sale. Shower once every 2 days if I remember. Apartment's a mess, but not bad enough to be rock bottom. Not good enough to feel okay. Sit by the window sometimes and wonder if this is all it'll ever be. One Tuesday afternoon. Open door to grab 3 Amazon packages I definitely don't need. Hear heavy footsteps in the hallway. Turn my head and nearly walk straight into a literal goddess. Tall woman carrying 2 giant jugs of water in each hand, like she's on her way to build a fortress with her bare hands. She looks at me. Dark braid, sharp eyes, strong posture. Yo? Says it like it's nothing. Like she's been my neighbor for years. I freeze. She raises an eyebrow. You just gonna stare, or are you gonna grab that bag? Realize one of the jugs has slipped from the top of her crate. I panic grab it and nearly drop it. She chuckles. Appreciate it, noodle arms. Proceeds into apartment 208. Stand in hallway like a background character in someone else's movie. Few days later, see her again. She's outside in the courtyard, wearing a jai, doing stretches on a yoga mat. High kicks, hip rolls, something called uchi komi. Looks like she could fold me into origami without effort. I try to discreetly water my dying balcony plant while watching her. She notices. Ever done judo? I almost choke on air. Say I once tripped over a beanbag and rolled for 10 seconds. She laughs. Close enough? Introduces herself. Lena. 29, physical therapist at a rehab clinic downtown. Does competitive judo in her free time. Once placed the top 3 in a national amateur comp. I nod like I understand. Mentally Googling, what is judo when I get inside. Start seeing her more often. Elevator small talk turns into longer chats by the stairs. She always carries something heavy. Gym bags, groceries, water bottles, a literal toolbox once. I once tried to help. She handed me a bag of oranges and said, start with these, grasshopper. Develop minor crush. Okay, Major. She's tall, fit, confident, but also funny. Sarcastic in a warm way. Never flirty, just present. And that somehow feels even better. One day she knocks on my door, holding Tupperware. Cook too much, you eat, or you die. Except like a raccoon accepting a sacred offering. Turns out she makes bomb curry. She sees me hunched at my desk later that week. You sit like a shrimp having an existential crisis. Rude but accurate. Invites me to stretch with her on weekends. Says, you're too young to move like you're 80. I laugh, say no. She shrugs. Suit yourself, breakable. Something about that word. Not an insult, a diagnosis. Next week I show up in sweatpants. There he is. We start with light stuff. Hamstring stretches, posture fixes, balance drills. She explains everything like she's done this 100 times. Doesn't judge, doesn't push, just watches. Corrects softly. Chin up, chest open, you're not folding laundry, you're standing. I feel dumb, but I also feel seen. We keep doing it. Every few days, turns into habit. She brings smoothies sometimes, throws protein bars at me like ammo. I pretend not to like them. Totally do. Start drinking more water, eating slightly better, sleeping slightly earlier. One night she sees my cluttered desk. Job hunting? I shrug. Tell her I've kind of given up. She sits down. Then try again tomorrow, and again the day after. You don't lose just because it's slow. She says it like it's obvious, like she's talking about squats. I nod. That night I apply to 3 jobs. Next day she asks, so, how many today? And just like that. I don't want to let her down. She becomes my check-in system, accountability buddy, tiny hurricane in sports leggings. Doesn't let me drown quietly. Never says you're amazing or fake cheerlead. Just shows up, consistently, like gravity. Weeks go by, I get stronger, slightly, still shaky, still anxious, but more upright, more present. One day she shows up with 2 bowls of pasta. Don't make a big deal out of it, I just cooked too much again. We eat on my floor watching videos. She teases my bad Wi-Fi. I tease her obsession with knee braces. She asks if I've ever tried lifting. I ask if I'll die. She grins. Only a little. My face when I've never met anyone like her. Lena's 3 job apps a day rule still in effect. One morning, I get a call back. Some sports rehab clinic needs part-time IT help. Panic mode activated. Tell Lena. She raises an eyebrow. How's your resume? It exists. She grabs a pen, redlines it like a professor in a bad mood. Makes me rehearse interview answers while holding a wall squat. Nervous under pressure, train under pressure. She treats interviews like combat, and me like a recruit who needs reprogramming. It works. I go to the interview, wearing shirt she made me iron. Her words in my head, shoulders back, own your space. Somehow, don't mess it up. Few days later, I get the job. Tell her. She smiles wide, lifts me off the floor in a bear hug. Knew it. You're scrappy when it counts. Heart does a soft flip. Start working part-time. 9 a.m. shifts feel like war at first. But I get into rhythm. Lena checks in constantly, sometimes shows up with meal-prepped boxes. No dying on shift, nerd. She even labels them. Meat plus balance, carbs plus hope. Leave one in the office fridge. Coworkers ask if I'm dating a fitness trainer. Close enough. She also drags me to the gym, teaches me how to lift, starts me on low weight, says we're building durability, not mass. I ask if I can skip cardio. She stares into my soul. I jog. Weekends become our thing. Active mornings, chill afternoons. Her idea of a date, kayaking at sunrise. Mine, eating popcorn in silence. Compromise, we do both. She watches anime with me. Gets weirdly invested in Mob Psycho. Yells at the screen. He needs therapy, not combat. Agree. That night she falls asleep on my shoulder. Wake up with her blanket half on me. She mumbles in her sleep. Sounds like don't burn out. One night I try to cook. Easy stir-fry tutorial. Kitchen turns into steam-fueled disaster. Smoke, undercooked rice, panic. Lena walks in, mid-chaos. Stares. Step 1, turn off the heat. Calmly fixes everything. Makes rice edible again. Sets off 0 alarms. You're banned from soy sauce until further notice. Fair. We eat in silence. She smiles, pokes my arm. A for effort. D for danger level. Somehow I feel proud anyway. She starts leaving things. Big sports bottle in my sink. Foam roller under my couch. Toothbrush next to mine. Sports bra draped over chair. Never says I'm moving in. Just stays. Doesn't need to ask. Feels natural. One evening she comes over late. Long day. Her face is blank. Not angry, not tired, just empty. I ask, rough shift? She nods. Says nothing. Sits down and leans her head on my thigh. I don't speak. Just run fingers through her braid. 20 silent minutes. Eventually she exhales. Had a kid today. 8 years old. Spinal fracture. Voice doesn't crack, but her hand's gripping my leg hard. I don't give advice. Don't offer silver linings. Just stay. She leans harder. That's how I know she trusts me. A few days later, I get sick. Full shutdown. Fever, chills, can't move. Call her just to say, not dying, probably. She shows up 40 minutes later, throws open the door with grocery bags, thermos, and a weird robot thermometer. Wraps me in 3 blankets. Your body's weak, but I'll allow it. Spoons soup into my mouth like a mother bear with anger issues. Stays the night. Checks my temp every 2 hours. Just in case you spontaneously combust, chef boy. Wake up to her humming in the kitchen. She made me eggs. Badly. I eat all of it. Best terrible eggs I've ever had. After that, something shifts. We don't talk about it, but it's like the us part got written in permanent marker. She brings a spare uniform over, leaves her name on my Wi-Fi. House of Strength and Wi-Fi. One morning, I wake up to find her fixing my broken shower knob. Tool belt, hair tied up, pure menace. This was leaking and dumb. I ask if she's a secret plumber. She kisses me on the forehead. Secret weapon, actually. Months go by. I feel better, stronger, can run without dying, can push myself, can rest without guilt. She still teases me. Still soft, but now with muscle definition. Calls me salvageable, like it's a compliment. I call her the only reason I haven't spontaneously combusted. One quiet Sunday. We're on the floor stretching. I'm half asleep, she says. You know you're not breakable anymore, right? I blink. Look at her. She's not smiling, just looking at me. Serious. I nod. That's because you held me together. She pauses. You held you together. I just spotted. I sit up, take her hand. Then spot me forever? She leans forward, kisses me once. Soft, steady, warm. Deal. My face when we never said I love you. My face when we didn't need to. We just did.